Now, in a disgusting move, Republicans blocked a Senate bill that would guarantee the freedom to travel across state lines for an abortion. Motion fueled the debate on the Senate floor on Thursday as Republicans objected to taking up a Democratic bill that would guarantee a woman's constitutional right to travel across state lines to receive abortion care. The Democratic bill called the Freedom... Oh, here, let me see if I can fix this up for you guys. Boom. The Democratic bill called the Freedom to Travel for Healthcare Act of 2022 was introduced earlier this week by Senators Patty Murray of Washington, Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island, and Kristen Gillibrand of New York. The bill would additionally protect providers in states that support abortion rights from lawsuits for helping women from other states. Now, they said, the Republicans even said, like, this was about a states' rights issue. And, if you want to have access to abortion, you can move to another state. You can go to another state. But here they are blocking that. Murray, who chairs the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, Pensions, said GOP lawmakers across the nation have already set their sights on ripping away the right to travel. Let's be really clear what this means. They want to hold women captive in their own states. They want to punish women and anyone who might help them for exercising their constitutional right to travel within our country to get the services that they need in another state. I hope everyone really observes how extreme and how radical and how un-American that is. Women and people who have the capacity for birth. Apparently that really triggers right-wingers, as you're going to see here in just a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. That was last night's clip. I'm sorry. Texas suing the federal government for requiring abortion in medical emergencies. If you remember, the Biden administration, in a very milquetoast move, the smallest token that they could provide, said that the right to an abortion is guaranteed in the case of medical emergencies. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who has been under indictment for 5 years, sued the Biden administration over federal rules that require abortions to be provided in medical emergencies to save the life of the mother, even the states with near total bans. The Biden administration seeks to transform every emergency room in the country into a walk-in abortion clinic, Paxton said in a statement announcing the lawsuit on Thursday. My God, these people are evil. The suit follows new guidance from the Department of Health and Human Services that asserted federal law requiring emergency medical treatment supersedes any state restrictions on abortion in cases where the pregnant patient's life or health is at risk. Pure fucking evil. Almost as evil about Fox News lying about an exception for rape and incest in Ohio. Today, Fox News is saying that the 10-year-old rape victim didn't need to leave Ohio for an abortion because she would have received an exception. Except Ohio has no rape and incest exception, so it would all be up to who decides if it is life-threatening. You remember, this is a ongoing saga. Content warning again. We had a report of a 10-year-old having to travel to Indiana to receive an abortion after being raped. Many right-wing outlets, especially the Rupert Murdoch-owned ones, questioned the validity of the story. And said it only had one source, so we doubt it actually happened. Then the next fucking day, the rapist was charged. Now they're having to pivot
Reportedly been living in that state for 7 years. Police say he confessed to attacking her many times. This case first came to light when a local Indianapolis reporter overheard a doctor talking about a child who had to cross state lines into Indiana to get an abortion because of Ohio's new law. That doctor is now under investigation in Indiana, where she could face charges over not reporting the rape.
The doctor under investigation for not reporting the rape.
This statement. My heart aches for the pain suffered by this young child. I am grateful for the diligent work of the Columbus Police Department in securing a confession and getting a rapist off the street. Justice must be served, and BCI stands ready to support law enforcement across Ohio putting these criminals behind bars. Kaylee.
Yeah, this is a heartbreaking story. I can't imagine the pain of this little girl.
Kaylee
as a
Maganini.
mom to a girl myself, it's the worst thing you could ever think about happening to your daughter, happening to a woman. So my heart is with her because she is going through something that I can't imagine. That aside, what I do want to say is the Attorney General, he did come out and say that this young girl breaks my heart to think about. She did not have to leave Ohio to find treatment. So I think it's important for those in Ohio to know that going forward, there's an emergency exception to their law. And this is why we do have states who can decide.
There's not an emergency exception to their law.
Another way. I also think there are grave questions for this doctor. You mentioned one of those grave questions for the doctor. Why did you report this to a newspaper and not authorities? I hope she did report to authorities.
And
I want to learn that.
She did. I'm trying to find that story now.
Also, HIPAA concerns. That is sacrosanct in the medical community when you treat a patient. And did she have the authorization of this girl to go to the Indiana Star? I think that's a very important question.
Yeah, those are great questions. And I would imagine that's why they're investigating, because they want an outside look now into exactly what happened. Emily, when we talk about the law in this instance, I'm curious too, Kaylee, just to further that, what obligation does the doctor have legally? I mean, you know, in most states, they report that. And that's what the Attorney General of Ohio was saying earlier. He said, well, I don't have that rape kit. I don't have these things to communicate that.
There is no evidence that the doctor violated state laws. They're attacking the doctor. Many right-wing outlets have been showing pictures of the doctor.
Is in custody in Ohio.
Dr. Caitlin Bernard, there's her name. They put her name out there. This woman has no business having her name out there.
13 Investigates just got the letter that Rokita sent to the governor about this investigation.
Welcome back, Ray.
It's right here. And this entire investigation is about if the doctor involved in this case reported to Indiana officials that she was dealing with a suspected child abuse case. The AG.
This is going to cause a chilling effect with doctors.
That she's required to.
This is a child, and there's a strong public interest in.
There is Fox News showing her face. Doc failed to report abortion of abuse victim. There is no evidence that she failed to report the abuse of a victim. And Fox News is showing her fucking picture. These people are evil. They are evil.
An understanding, you know, if someone under the age of 16 or under the age of 18, or really any woman is having an abortion in our state, and then if a child's being sexually abused, of course.
Last night on Fox News, the Attorney General insinuated that the doctor who helped provide an abortion to a 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio violated our state's mandatory reporting law. This letter to Governor Holcomb shows the AG wanted him to direct the Department of Health and the Department
of
political
grandstanding
to release documents about the case. The letter says his office first requested the termination of pregnancy report for the 10-year-old on Monday, July 11th. On Tuesday, his office asked the Department of Child Services if it had a record of a reported case of suspected child abuse. His office did not have the records on Wednesday when he sent this letter to the governor and discussed the case on Fox News.
He has no evidence to support these allegations. So all statements that he's made to this point criticizing her actions are completely unfounded.
Do you think this will have a chilling effect on other
defamatory? Yes, it will have a chilling
I
effect.
think that's the intent. I think it's an intimidation tactic.
And today I also reached out to the Attorney General's office and requested an interview so we could talk to him about his comments on Fox News, as well as what evidence he had that led him to start this investigation. Our request was denied, but the office did send this letter.
All right, Sierra reporting live from us downtown at the State House.
So there you go. There's no evidence that the doctor did anything wrong. Fox spinning this and saying that, like, there's an exception for rape and incest, except there's not. These people are just blatant fucking liars. Republicans blocked the bill to codify being able to travel across state lines to be able to get an abortion. And guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have to. This is the most fucked up thing that you're going to hear tonight. National Right to Life official says the 10-year-old should have had the baby. The 10-year-old Ohio girl who crossed state lines to receive an abortion in Indiana should have carried her pregnancy to term and would be required to do so under a model law written for state legislatures considering more restrictive abortion measures, according to the General Counsel for the National Right to Life. Jim Bopp, an Indiana lawyer who authored the model legislation in advance of the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe v. Wade, told Politico on Thursday that his law only provides exceptions when the pregnant person's life is in danger. She would have had the baby, and as many women who have had babies as a result of rape, we would hope that she would understand the reason and ultimately the benefit of having the child. Bob said this in a phone interview on Thursday. The story of the 10-year-old rape victim forced to leave her home state to terminate a pregnancy has sparked a national conversation over the consequences of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, how far some states are willing to go to prohibit abortions. These dudes are out here giving dudes a bad name. There's too many dudes out here giving dudes a bad name. Because fuck, dudes do have a bad name, and we fucking earned it. The Columbus Dispatch reported on Wednesday that a 27-year-old man was charged with rape in connection with the case, while Bob's model legislation, which was released in advance of the Supreme Court's ruling late last month, encourages states to ban all abortion unless necessary to save the life of the pregnant person. It notes it may be necessary in certain states to have additional exceptions, such as for women pregnant as a result of rape or incest. Unless her life was in danger or was at danger, there is no exception for rape, Bopp said. The bill does propose exceptions for rape and incest in my model because that is a pro-life position, but it's not our ideal position. Watch this propagandist, pro-life propagandist. Oh shit, this is the wrong. Oh shit. Yeah, let's talk about this first. The central question right-wing propagandists won't answer about a 10-year-old rape survivor. Should a hold on. Should a raped 10-year-old girl, yeah, you guys can see it. I'm sorry that you're too high for this, Mergen. Should a raped 10-year-old girl be able to act? I've got fun shit coming up, but we gotta talk about all this shit. Should a raped 10-year-old girl be able to access a legal abortion? That is the central question right-wing media have desperately avoided grappling with in the days since a viral story about one such child broke. On July 1st, the Indianapolis Star reported the Indiana abortion provider had seen a dramatic increase in the number of patients coming to their clinics from neighboring states with more restrictive policies since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The article opened with an anecdote about a 10-year-old girl who was 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant and had been referred from a child abuse doctor in Ohio, where abortions became illegal after 6 weeks in almost all cases following Roe's reversal. The horrific story went viral and was ultimately highlighted by President Joe Biden a week later. Cases like these seem unimaginable, but they are actually an inevitable result of the right wing's ideology. And goddamn, they are far more prevalent than fucking I wish they shouldn't exist, but these stories are far more fucking prevalent. In this case, the fact that it was someone who was here illegally, it was still probably a family member. Usually it is a family member. It is someone close to the child. It's a priest. It's a clergyman. It's somebody like that. But it was like they've really latched on to the fact that he was here illegally because they've got egg on their face from saying that the story wasn't real. Conservatives don't want to publicly examine what a raped 10-year-old's options should be if she's impregnated. Americans generally favor abortion rights, and all the more so in such cases. A recent Pew Research poll found that 69% of Americans say abortion should be legal if the pregnancy is the result of rape, a number that would presumably be higher in cases involving a 10-year-old. If conservatives say that a raped child should be forced to bear a child of her own, they will sound like monsters to a wide swath of the country. But if they say she should be able to get an abortion if she chooses, they open themselves up to more questions. At what age should a rape survivor be stripped of that choice? What about an 11-year-old rape survivor, a 14-year-old, a 17-year-old, a 21-year-old? The end of Roe has opened up a Pandora's box of such quandaries for the right and its propagandists would prefer not to face them. Instead, right-wing media outlets focused on trying to debunk the girl's existence as her plight gained increasing attention. They suggested Bernard had fabricated the story, criticized the Star's reporters for running it without additional corroborating evidence, and went after other media outlets and Democrats like Biden for talking about it. PJ Media writer Megan Fox, I guess not that Megan Fox, launched the right wing's backlash with a July 5th viral tweet storm, which claimed that the timing of this horrific story is too on the nose, and described it as a possible hypothetical or made-up scenario. No, ma'am, it's not too on the nose. It is something that was just bound to fucking happen. And it happened so fucking frequently that it was bound to happen this fast. That's what we've been trying to tell you, stupid fucking people. On Fox News, Jesse Waters devoted multiple segments to the case on Monday, suggesting that the story may be a hoax, that it fit a pretty dangerous pattern of politically timed disinformation. The story was not a hoax. And now here is the best video you're going to see all day. Here's a pro-life activist getting put on the spot.
Back, Mrs. Swalwell.
Thank you. Ms. Foster, you think a 10-year-old would choose to carry?
This is Catherine Glenn Foster. She is a very prominent pro-lifer.
10-year-old case. First of all, the Ohio...
No, my question is, would a 10-year-old choose to carry a baby?
In the Ohio case, the Ohio Attorney General said that abortion would have been justified.
Focus on the question, please. Would a 10-year-old choose to carry a baby?
I cannot...
Do you think a 10-year-old should choose to carry a baby?
I believe it would probably impact her life, and so therefore it would fall under any exception.
Oh, no shit.
Wait. It would not
be an abortion.
A 10-year-old with her parents made the decision not to have a baby that was the result of a rape?
If a 10-year-old became pregnant as a result of rape and it was threatening her life, then that's not an abortion. So it would not fall under any abortion restriction in our nation.
Ms. Warbelow, are you familiar with disinformation?
Yes, I am.
Did you just hear some disinformation?
Yes, I heard some very significant disinformation.
Why don't you tell me about that?
Yes, an abortion is a procedure. It's a medical procedure that individuals undergo for a wide range of circumstances, including because they have been sexually assaulted, raped in the case of the 10-year-old, It doesn't matter whether or not there is a statutory exemption. It is still a medical procedure that is understood to be an abortion. Beyond that, I think it's also important to note that there is no exception for the life or the health of the mother in the Ohio law. That's why that 10-year-old had to cross state lines in order to receive an abortion.
Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Warble.
She got called the fuck out.
Yesterday, Jim Jordan sent out a tweet that I'd like to put into the record with unanimous consent, and I'll read it in a moment.
You read it, and then I'll give you that.
It's a Washington Examiner posting that Ohio AG Dave Yost said his office has not found any evidence of a 10-year-old rape victim in the state who, according to a report cited by President Joe Biden, was 6 weeks pregnant and traveled to Indiana to receive an abortion. Mr. Jordan's statement was, another lie, anyone surprised?
Without objection.
I'd also like to put into the record from today's Wall Street Journal, from the editorial board, correcting the record on a rape case, and it's the Journal correcting its own misstatement the day before.
Without objection.
So, yesterday, Ms. Warbelow, speaking of disinformation, Jim Jordan called a 10-year-old rape victim a liar. A 10-year-old rape victim was called a liar by the ranking member of this committee. And I know that he did that because he hates the president. It's clear every day from his statements and the statements from MAGA Republicans.
Yes.
They don't like Joe Biden, so they're going to call him a liar. That's fine. But what is worse is the reason that he did it is because he doesn't like what that rape victim represents, which is that this law from the Supreme Court, Dobbs, and the laws that will follow in states like Ohio and Texas and Georgia and other states will bring us government-mandated pregnancies for 10-year-olds, fourth graders, little girls. And to deflect from that, they choose to bully and beat up transgender individuals who represent fewer than 1% of Americans. And they try and deflect that because they don't want anyone in America to realize that they don't just want to wage a war on women, they're now expanding it to a war on little girls. So, Ms. Warbelow,
Any
let's go back
marginalized
to where we
group.
started here.
Any group.
Ask my Republican colleagues, do you support abortion in the first trimester? Do you support abortion in the case of rape or incest? Do you support abortion if it risks the life of the mother? Do you support abortion in the case of fetal abnormalities? Do you believe all abortion is murder? And if so, do you believe miscarriage is manslaughter? Do you believe women should face criminal penalties for seeking an abortion? Do you think doctors should be put in jail for providing them? Do you support a woman's right to make her own health care decisions? And the reason we will never hear a response to these simple questions is that they know the answers they give, Americans will find extreme and disturbing. They know that forcing women to have children without their consent is not a position that the American people find palatable. They know that forcing women to carry a dead fetus to term will not win them the support that they desire. Because what this decision takes from us, women, is our freedom. The freedom to choose our own destinies. The freedom to pursue the happiness that we
and not Destiny the omni-liberal.
Ourselves. There are legislators across America
who is
telling
weird
women
and
that
rapey.
for 9 months that they are mere subjects of the state, that their bodies belong to the whims of an almighty government, that the liberty our Creator endowed with us is no longer a self-evident truth, that the autonomy and independence God has given us has been stripped away by mere men. There is no freedom for a woman unless she has freedom over her own body.
The time of the gentlelady has expired, Mr. Bishop.
She is a badass. That is Representative Lucy McBath from Georgia's 6th Congressional District. You go, girl. You get it. That was earlier today at a House congressional hearing. Republican attorneys general to host a private retreat for corporate donors at swanky Palm Beach Resort. The Republican Attorneys General Association is hosting a private retreat for its corporate donors at a luxury resort in Florida this weekend on the heels of the GOP's long-sought win in getting Roe v. Wade overturned by the Supreme Court. Nearly 20 corporations and trade groups are said to have RSVP'd to attend the 3-day retreat, including lobbyists and executives from CNBC's corporate parent, Comcast, Match Group, General Motors, Johnson & Johnson, Anheuser-Busch, Juul Labs, Koch Industries, Lowe's, and Walmart. That's according to a list of expected attendees. The private gathering at luxurious Breakers Resort in Palm Beach, Florida, where the cheapest room on the website goes for around $830 a night, is scheduled to start Sunday and carry through late Tuesday, according to an agenda reviewed by CNBC. The agenda, titled ERC and Victory Fund Retreat, shows an opening reception and dinner on Sunday, followed by a cigar and whiskey reception on Monday. These fuckers are going to celebrate their win with their corporate backers. God damn. The retreat is to take place as the group seeks more donations to fend off legal attacks from Democrats seeking to protect abortion rights. A June 24th fundraising email said every donation will help the Republicans' attorneys general combat the Democrats' pro-abortion agenda and stand tall for life. Fuck off. Nobody should. You can't say that you stand tall for life here in mass shooting USA. The unborn are a convenient group of people to advocate for because they make no demands of you. They require nothing from you. You can just morally grandstand about how you fucking fight for life. It's bullshit.